Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Don Joe number TS-100 BP. This is a strike plate, and this is what is called a thimble strike. And not very common, but common enough to be something that can prove to be incredibly useful should the condition actually arise. There is a link below this video to the template and to the installation instructions, and those are very helpful because it will allow you to review what this material is dimensionally and then how you install it. But here's what it's for. You can certainly install this into a wood frame, but you're really going to see these installed into a hollow metal frame. So you've got a steel door and a steel frame. You don't have the ability to cut a rectangular preparation and then weld in the tabs to hold the latch bolt in. But what you can do is drill a round hole. In this case, the strike plate. You are a homeowner or you are a contractor, but you can't weld in the field to get those mounting tabs put in. So what you can do is drill the hole required for the thimble strike and push that right into the opening. And the tangs or the raised areas here will allow it to fit quite well. And then you use the screw to secure it through the hole in the back down to the stud behind, and it will make a very effective, very reasonable installation, allowing you to add a deadbolt or deadbolt security to a door that you really don't have the ability to prep for. Or if you're a shop and you don't have that ability either to do the cutting to the frame and then welding in the tabs, you can use a thimble strike and offer that as an option to your client. Will it resist attack like possibly other strikes? You know, I don't know. Hard to say. I mean, if someone backs into it with a truck, which I've seen many times to break in, it really doesn't matter what strike you have on there, because it's not going to matter in a case like that. However, is it better than not having a deadbolt? Well, sure, absolutely it is. The only downside of this is you have to be on the money with this. There's not a lot of play in terms of this, and that's not really that much of a challenge, because what you can do is get the door into the closed position and perhaps not use this suggestion literally, but what some old carpenters will do, installers, they will take lipstick, maybe not exactly lipstick, but something like that, put it on the edge of the latch bolt, and then mark the frame by projecting the latch bolt, and that will give you the silhouette or the outline of where this needs to be installed. Conversely, you can just measure it. But nonetheless, fellas like that will, or people, installers like that, have used that sort of story to show how simply they will put these in. And if that's drilled straight and your latch bolts works quite smoothly, you're going to love this kind of strike plate because, again, it'll give you that deadbolt security. It will give you that security inexpensively, and it's pretty easy to install. Okay. Now that link to the template that's down below gives you the dimensional properties of the item. And let's go over that now. So they've got a body diameter of 0.98, and you are going to want to drill a 1-inch hole for this. And the item itself is certainly conical, so it's smaller down here than it is underneath the head of this. But a 1-inch hole, drilled correct, drilled straight. Don't drill it, if you're using a hole saw, don't drill it crooked. Get that hole saw put right down to the face of the frame, flat and even, and keep drilling. Don't stop. You don't want to ovalize the hole at all. Push straight through, and then you'll get this placed into the hole that you've drilled. And what we would do in the old days is take a block of wood and hit that with your mallet, and you'll be able to push that in quite reasonably. And then you're going to come with a 6-inch jobber's drill bit, a 6-inch length drill bit, extension drill bit, drill it into the back, and then secure that to your stud. The other dimensional properties, the overall length, they've got it at 1 5/16 basically, and I'd say that would be correct. The outside diameter of the lip, they give it 1.19, and the caliper says nope. The caliper says 1.275 on the outside. The diameter underneath the lip of this, 1.030. So that's going to be really nice. You have a 30/1000ths of an inch pressure fit into the frame. The BP stands for brass plated. This is made of steel. If you change the BP to a CP, that would be chrome plated and certainly more common of an installation, of a finish. Installation instructions are included with the strike and indeed linked to down below. Mark the center of the bolt height on the door jamb. Mark the center line of the bolt hole in door on door jamb. Mark the center of bolt height on door jamb. Step 2, mark the center line of bolt hole in door on door jamb. Okay, so okay, I must be missing something. It sounds like they're saying the same thing twice. Keep in mind, if you're going to measure from the top of the door to the center of your lock prep, if you're going to put that dimension onto the header, you need to allow for the gap between the top of the door and the header, which is generally 1/8 of an inch, but just calculate that and keep that in mind. The lateral center line you need to be mindful because you're going to have a small inset possibly of the door. Maybe when the door's in the closed position, it doesn't make contact with the face of the stop. If it's hollow metal, there will be a small margin that's there. So keep that in mind, that the center line in the rabbet needs to be accounted for, those margins on either side of the door. Drill that 1-inch door into the jamb, 1-inch hole. Insert the strike so the mounting screw is facing toward stop. Yeah, sure. So you won't install it like this or like this. You're going to want to install it so that hole is towards the stop. The logic is that you're going to be hitting more of the wood stud itself. That will become very obvious the first time that you install it and you're putting that screw and there's not a wood stud behind where you've located it. I've never made that mistake, but I could envision that you could recover by simply drilling a new hole in the back and then completing your installation. Now there's also a link below this video to the product catalog that will allow you to review all of the different strikes from Danjo. And I very much, if you're looking for this type of strike, it's likely that you'll run into an unusual circumstance again in the future. And I very much encourage that you at least familiarize yourself with their line of strikes, because they have everything when it comes to security strikes for residential and commercial applications. Finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Danjo products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. If you have any questions on the Danjo, this is their part number TS-100, BP brass-plated steel thimble strike, or any other Danjo product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.